Hey, welcome to a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon. I'm glad you're here today for another edition of the Rundown with Ramon. All we ask is that you let us do one thing and one thing alone. Take a bit of your time, often about 20 to 30 minutes, and help you live your best life, help you start or grow your business, or just live a better life. That's what we do here on the Rundown with Ramon, and we have a jam-packed episode for you today. And in fact, I hope you're doing spry and well because I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing blessed because you're here. So what's inside this edition today of the Rundown with Ramon? 1, 6 counterintuitive approaches to a winning disruptive opportunity. Ooh, that sounds juicy. A small business roadmap for safe and secure AI. I'm not going to go in depth in this one, but how to find and use competitor keywords. We're going to touch on, somebody said I took a higher paying job instead of one where I could work from home, and I'm not sure it was the right move. How anxiety became a catch-all for every unpleasant emotion, what brand presence is and how to build it. We're going to touch on 8 keys to maintaining passion and energy for your business. We're going to unpack today, if we have time, why leadership teams fail. Guy Raz of How I Built This talks about go to the party and do it. Something he said in his post that really grabbed me. Sole proprietorship versus LLC. Which structure should you choose? Congratulations to the new CEO at this time of Starbucks, leaving Chipotle. Unpack that a bit and how I discovered the value of imperfection and made it my team's secret weapon. Again, everybody, this is the Rundown with Ramon. Glad you're here today. We have a show for you, a jam-packed show for you. Lots going on. We'll see what we cover today, but I'm glad you're here. Get to know me better at RamonRay.com. Get to know me better at zoneofgenius.com. Let me know how you're liking the show, how you're not liking the show. Share the show with other people. Let other people know you're watching the Rundown with Ramon. So with that, let's get started on today's episode of the Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. 6 counterintuitive approaches to a winning disruptive opportunity. Inc. says here, new business owners often look in all the wrong places for the next disruptive innovation. Interesting. We're all looking at time for some way to disrupt, do better, some innovation. All the times, by the way, it need not be disruptive. It need not be game-changing. But the article says, as a mentor to small business owners and an occasional investor, I recommend that new founders avoid using the term disruptive with market professionals, since many see it as implying high risk, a long time for payback, and extensive marketing to build the new market. So what do we do when we're looking for new venture owners who are tend to look for big changes in big markets when seeking disruptive opportunities, when the opposite might be more effective? Well, number 1 is initially address a small market niche. And this goes right into the line of what Seth Godin often talks about. The market that you're using doesn't have to be large and big and billion, trillion dollar. It may be a very niche, small market that you can still do very well in. So that's 1. Number 2, pick a technology that somehow seems inferior to the major incumbents. Now, there's a reason why the major players are not using one technology or the other. Thank you for those thumbs up. There's a reason they're not, but maybe that's a competitive advantage that you can leverage, that you can jump into possibly. Hey, Karen, glad you're here. Happy day to you, Karen. Glad you're here. Number 3, target a large but moderate to low growth segment. Usually these are low growth for a reason. A new technology or price point could easily be the trigger to a large opportunity. On the other hand, high growth segments may look more attractive, but are more likely to be attacked by the big players and many other competitors. It's like, instead of going into AI where everybody's there, maybe you go into the fax machine business. That was a joke. Number 4, look for sizable customer populations unattractive to incumbents. Again, this is talking about the anti-competitive edge, not going where everyone else is swimming, doing something just a bit different. This is what we're talking about today. How can we do something just a bit different? Look for sizable customer populations that may be unattractive to incumbents. Again, the lesson here, you don't always have to go something that's big and disruptive like everybody else is doing. You can do something that's just a bit different. Explore industries where you are an outsider. More business advisors recommend that you stick with the business area you know, where you have inside knowledge. Often, new business leaders are more able to think outside the box and bring disruptive change to lesser known business domains. Compete against non consumption and non existing markets. The most disruptive products are those that didn't exist before and for which no forecasts are available to size, or rather to seize probably the opportunity. Facebook built the social media market before customers even knew they needed it. Now, the challenge with this model, the challenge with this, I must say, is that if few are in it or no one's in it, then you don't even have table stakes to know where to go. And it often takes quite a bit of money. So be careful what you choose. My name is Ramon Ray. If you just joined, this is the Rundown with Ramon. Karen says, hey, listen, I'm a tailor. I want my niche small. And Karen, one thing I'll say about this, be careful how small the niche is. So as a tailor, of course, being a person of one, your revenue can only scale to a certain level. Now, in my case, I do want to build a business that generates 2, 3, 4, 5 million in revenue. So I can't be just me. I need to build a team. But as Seth Godin says, Karen, as long as you know it makes you happy and what you want to do, that's great. If you want to be a person of one that does one thing at a time, that's great. That's a choice we can make. Or some of us may say, no, I want to be more entrepreneurial and build a business that's to a smaller scale. So Karen, thanks for being in here. Karen Venzen, the tailor, is in the house. Ding, 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 ding. A small business roadmap for safe and secure AI. The question of the day is, AI is here. AI is only going to grow. Grayson Milborn writes about this. What can we do to make sure it's safe and more secure? Well, creating efficiencies for manual tasks is one way we can use AI, and we know this, things that we're doing over and over and over again. How can we bring AI in to help us do it faster and better? Leveraging the power of AI for customer support. Leveraging the power of AI for brainstorming new solutions and ideas. These are things we know already. However, it's also important for data privacy breaches. Employees using AI tools might accidentally access or expose sensitive information. So be careful if you're using AI that it doesn't breach privacy rules. Large data requirements. What does that mean? Well, generative AI requires vast amounts of data to train effectively. New attack vector. The introduction of generative AI creates new ways for malicious actors to exploit tech stack vulnerabilities. This is important. Compliance considerations. AI usage raises several compliance issues around data protection regulations, intellectual property rights, and ethical standards. So as you're leveraging the power of AI, which you should do, this article at Forbes says, think critically about data access and barriers. Create an AI policy to guide use and understanding. Harness a third-party checklist. I'm all about using the power of AI. Hey, Kim Wyckoff is in the house. Good day to you, Kim. Good day. Glad you're here, Kim. AI is amazing, but the caution I have, the caution we should all have, is that as you're considering using AI for your business, as you're considering using AI, it's important that you build safeguards in and make sure that you're using it properly. That's all I'm asking, is that as you're using it, make sure you use it properly and that AI is not used in some nefarious way where you regret how it's used and it makes a hinder. It makes, instead of helping your business, it does something bad for your business. That's what I want you to keep in mind. Ding, 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 ding. How to find and use competitor keywords. I'm not going to go in depth on this. Search is going through a huge transformation and difference. The power of search, Kim. It's going through a difference, Kim and Karen and others joining us. But competitor keywords can be important. You're selling, let's say, this red coffee cup, and they've been very successful. Red coffee cups for moms, whatever. maybe that's something you may want to consider tagging on to and leveraging in your writing and your marketing as well. So Ahrefs writes about this. You can go back and look at this up, how to find and use competitor keywords. I'm not going to go over it right now because it can be a bit geekish. But there is no way to see your competitors' keywords without a tool like Ahrefs, which is a database of keywords in the sites that rank for them. So that's one tip right there. Use a tool like Ahrefs to know what keywords your competitors are ranking for and where you may want to do it as well. Again, everybody, this is the Rundown with Ramon. I encourage you, if you're listening to me today, I want to see your genius expertise here. We have something called Genius Spotlight. Check it out, Genius Spotlight at geniusspotlight.com. Definitely check out Genius Spotlight. I'd love to see you share your genius on the Genius Spotlight at geniusspotlight.com. So check that out. If you want to share your genius, your brilliance with me here on the Rundown with Ramon, check us out at Genius Spotlight at geniusspotlight.com or zoneofgenius.com/spotlight. And yes, Karen, as you said here, do your competitor research. Know what your competitors are doing and how they're working, whether it's a retail store, whether it's an e-commerce shop, whether it's a blog, media company, whatever it is, know what your competitors are doing. Let's move forward here. Ding, 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 ding. Regret higher paying job, miss work from home life. Interesting reading here at Business Insider. Somebody says, listen, I took a higher paying job. I went to the gleaming office. I got paid more, living a better life, so it seems. Eric Bernard is talking about a government job he got. He's in Australia, yes, but the principle's the same. But he missed working from home. He's not sure it was the right move. It's not easy to know what kind of job we should get because we might be paid more for doing something, but do we enjoy doing it? That's the key we all need to ask. I love being here on the Rundown with Ramon. Freddie Taylor's in the house. Good day to you, Freddie. Good day to you. Glad you're here, Freddie Taylor. The audience is popping today. But ask yourself, and I talk about this on every show, even though you may be paid more for something, is it what you really enjoy doing? I don't know. That's a question that only you can uncover. Maybe you want the steady paycheck, the higher paycheck, but you got to go somewhere else to do it. You got to work in somebody else's mold. And maybe, just maybe, you're not paid as much. But again, high risk, high reward. You're paid differently in this season working for yourself, but maybe it's so worth it because you can do what you love. Freddie Taylor's in the house. So think about that. That's why I say every day on the Rundown with Ramon, know what you really, really want to do. Let's keep moving forward. Ding, 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 ding. How anxiety became a catch-all for every unpleasant emotion. I like that Vox talks about this. And they say, here's how to understand the difference between everyday anxiety and an anxiety disorder. I'm not going to even go into this in depth right now, read this whole thing, because I've read about it so much. I have an answer and pretty much know where they're going to go. And I think it's important to understand this. Hey, Derek Collins is here. Derek Collins, good day to you. Good day to you. Glad you're here. Derek Collins in the house. Again, Freddie Taylor in the house. Kim Wyckoff is in the house. Karen's in the house. Glad you're here, Karen. Here's the thing. If we're always depressed, always down, always with something wrong, having some negative thoughts always plaguing us, that's on the disorder side of things. I'm not a doctor. Talk to your doctor about this, but just some things I've read. That's where it's not so good. But if I spill this cup of coffee in my lap, people, I'm going to have some anxiety in the moment. That's not a disorder. And so I like that Vox talk about this and says this, that sometimes we get the things confused. Pressure comes our way and we think it's a disorder. We think it's some weird anxiety. That's natural anxiety, natural pressure we have. So understand that, people. Everything is not a disorder. Everything doesn't have to be diagnosed. Everything doesn't have to have some pill or needle jabbed in our arm. Some things are just a human experience. Yes, you should get medical help. Yes, you should talk to professionals. Talk to the professionals. I'm not one. But just sharing with you my intuition, my kind of a advice from Ramon Ray, input from Ramon Ray, not advice per se, medical advice for sure. But kind of be practical about it. Everything that comes your way, somebody scares you in your house, woo. That doesn't mean you're going crazy. That just means you got scared. And that's natural. Again, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon, and I'm so glad you're here today on the Rundown with Ramon. All we ask is for a bit of your time to give you the top things you need to know to live your best life or start or grow your business. Let's keep going. And if you're enjoying the Rundown with Ramon, do me a favor, share it out, take a screenshot, tag me, share it with somebody else, share it on your story, tag me, let people know you're watching the Rundown with Ramon. Ding, 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 ding. What brand presence is and how to build it. Brand presence is important. I'm a small business, but Ramon Ray has a brand. I was at the airport one day and somebody stopped me and said, "Are you at Ramon Ray on Twitter?" So I have a small brand, and we all do. What brand presence is and how to build it. Our friends at Fit Small Business Right. 4 main strategies for building brand presence, and there's 4 quadrants they talk about. One is internal. Your company's mission statement is just one component of internal branding. Other aspects include your logo, color scheme, font selections, and any messaging around the products and services you offer. Online, your website is one of the components of online brand presence. Other parts include social media profiles and more. Online advertising or display advertising is a catch-all term for print, mobile, and billboard advertising. Or that's rather offline advertising. And then broadcast, television, and radio advertising are still great ways to connect your brand. So these 4 quadrants of brand presence set in this way, because brand presence can mean different things to different people. But you have your internal branding, what your employees and your team think of your brand, your online brand, website, social media, more, offline advertising, whatever you may be doing, and then broadcast, radio, TV, and more. So I ask you to look at the different quadrants of how your brand is and how they're resonating with your audience. Are they resonating with your audience or are they not? This is the key to understand, because we all have a brand presence. The question is, are we leveraging that brand presence for us? And yes, Karen jumps in here and says it's right. Everybody has a pill for everything. And I know sometimes there are serious sicknesses that require medical attention. But sometimes you just need to go and take a break. You just need to go and breathe. So you're right, Karen. Thanks for being here. Again, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon. We ask a bit of your time to get the top things you need to know to live your best life or start or grow your business. And if you're an expert, and you have some genius to share, I'd love to see it here on the Rundown with Ramon. Check it out, zoneofgenius.com/spotlight, zoneofgenius.com/spotlight, or geniusspotlight.com. I'd love to see your genius spotlight here with me on the Rundown with Ramon. So definitely check that out. Moving forward, ding, 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 ding. 8 keys to maintaining passion and energy for your business. If you're not excited about what you're doing, if you're not excited about how you're growing your business and running your business, it's hard to keep doing it, Freddie. It's hard to keep doing, Karen. It's hard to keep doing it, Kim. It's hard to keep doing it. So how do you maintain that passion and energy for your business? Well, Inc. has some ideas by Martin Zwilling. Number 1, create meaning with small wins. Create meaning with small wins. You don't have to do something huge to be a success. It could be just a small wins. Pursue life and meaning as well as a solution. Finding meaning is driven from within through new learning and overcoming challenges. Make your startup a purpose, not just a business. What's the real driver behind what you're doing? Strive to see the work you do to build a business as the way to make a difference in the world. And I'm saying this more and more, even as I do the Rundown with Ramon. Find a higher calling than cash. This is powerful. Something you're doing more than just collecting the dollar. A higher calling than just cash. Ask what the world needs. You create meaning when your strengths and interests meet the needs of the world. Don't fall into the dreams of others. Other people have a dream. Other people want you to do things, but is that your dream? Take the initiative to shape the future. If you want to make meaning in the world, your ability to do so will be almost directly proportional to the amount of time you spend initiating instead of responding. Take the initiative to shape the future. Work in bursts paired with time to recharge. This can mean focus for 45 minutes followed by a break, but work in bursts and then recharge. We're talking about today how to maintain passion and energy for your business. Running a business, growing a business is not easy. It can take a lot out of you. And if you're not able to consistently have that passion day in and day out, it can be tough. It can be very, very tough. I love this. Freddie Taylor jumping in. Glad to see you here, Freddie. Talk to your customers and be inspired by the transformations they are getting from your business. Freddie, this is so important. This is so important. Yes. Hear from your customers. What are they getting out of what are you doing? That should inspire you. And Freddie, I must say, that's one reason I love doing the Rundown with Ramon, seeing people here and telling me, Ramon, I'm listening to you in the Rundown with Ramon. I had a lady yesterday who quoted me in her story and tagged me on it from the Rundown with Ramon, Freddie. So yeah, if you can be inspired by the smile that get on people's faces, to know that what you're doing inspires them to go on, that's sometimes payment enough, even though we do need the cash. Moving forward here, this is what it takes because business can drag you down. But yeah, I like that, Freddie. Your customers, what do they get from you? Moving forward, ding, 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 ding. If you're loving this, you can find more here on the Rundown with Ramon. You can find more content like this at zoneofgenius.com. And we'll get into probably sole proprietorships later. We'll talk a little about the new Starbucks CEO later. But I will say one headline before we come to an end. One headline that will help you all think different a bit. And congratulations from Troy Melchor from the West Indies. West Indies is here. Glad you're here. Entrepreneur.com said how I discovered the value of imperfectionism and made it my team's secret weapon. Sometimes we're trying to be too perfect. We think everything has to go just right. Rarely does that happen. I would say never does that happen. Troy Melchor from West Indies. But embrace sometimes the imperfections. When I first started doing the Rundown with Ramon, it wasn't a perfect show. I've evolved it. We didn't have music. We didn't have the lower upper thirds. We didn't have it like this. And I'm sure it's going to be different a year from now, 2 years from now than it is today. But embrace the imperfections that we all have. Embrace them and you'll be better off in life. If it wasn't for you, there would be no Rundown with Ramon. Check us out at zoneofgenius.com. I encourage you to be clear on what you really, really, really want in life. Ask yourself every day, do you even want to be in business? Understand this is not Shark Tank. There's no commercial break. Well, there is in the show. But life is life. Ask yourself, are you hungry enough to be in business to get the goals you want? Your prices, are they cheap, where the profit margins are small? Or are they premium? And find out, ask yourself this. What do you really enjoy doing? What do you really enjoy doing, especially that you can get paid to do it and you'll never work a day in your life? Elisa, thank you so much. Saying it's good advice. And you're right, Karen, life can be hard, but hopefully being on the Rundown with Ramon, we can help make it just a bit better for you. I encourage you, check out the Genius Spotlight. If you're an expert, you have expertise in something, check out our Genius Spotlight, zoneofgenius.com/spotlight. Until next time, I'll see you on the next edition of the Rundown with Ramon. Be blessed. Go out and tell somebody they're amazing because you're amazing. People sometimes need to hear that. And I can't wait to see you next time on the next edition of the Rundown with Ramon. Thanks.